That's a little idea of what's going to be going on in this hour, but we're going to go ahead and jump in and get our party started with this beautiful, oh yeah, that would be good.
Aquamarine would be great. You have one?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Why don't I put this on?
Yeah,
the whole thing.
That would look fabulous.
Okay. So anyway, let's talk about this. This is our this day only. This particular ring, just to let you know, is a genuine Mab pearl, first of all. It's all made by hand. But what makes this really special and kind of sets it apart from anything else that we have seen is that the actual shell, that shell is actually, the shell is carved around the Mab pearl.
Right.
So for $49.90, you get, or $47.90, you get this amazing ring. We were supposed to sell this for $59.90, but we are doing it right now because the Today's Special sold out early for $49.90. That is
wear this ring. I wear this personally
crazy.
all the time. And this ring was a little bit of a labor of love. It is designed, if you can see, it is designed so that it's kind of like curved like a woman, so to speak. It curves in where your fingers go, so it is comfortable with the hand, on the hand. I mean, originally the shank was completely full barrel, and that just didn't work for me because it felt very uncomfortable. So, and each one of these are, you know, a little bit different because even though the machine polishes them, they are still done by hand. So I have learned, we have asked an awful lot to get the shank curved in like this, but I'm happy to say we did it, and you can put this ring on, which is a very nice size pearl, natural pearl, and the shank is very comfortable.
Oh, it's just incredible. I have seen, you know, a lot of different designers play with these Mabes like this, and let me just say, you never, ever see things like this for under $50.
It's very different.
This is amazing for $47.90. It's comfortable, it's exciting, it's different. The Mab itself is huge. I mean, the actual pearl itself.
And
we're
you know
looking
this
at,
is natural.
You know, a 28mm
pearl
here, so it's huge. And no two are identical. Everybody's will be slightly different, which is what makes this exciting. It's $23.95 for 2 months on your credit card. That price just went down. This was going to be available tonight, first time ever at $59.90, only because the Today's Special sold out.
I'm so glad.
Did they mark this down? And let me share with you, there are two different stone choices here. One is onyx, black onyx, and one is quartz. This is called quartzite. And quartzite is a, you know, it's a quartz mineral. It's actually a metamorphic quartz. It's like quartz. It just happens to be older, even. But it's a very cool stone. And so this is like a beautiful kind of a brownish quartzite or the black onyx. Those are the two choices. And whichever you get, and I'm finding this to fit true to size. I thought you might have to go up.
I think if you're a half size, instead of going down, bump it up.
Good.
Because
good suggestion.
It's a very comfortable ring, but I think I wear like a size 6.5.
Right.
And a size 7 fits me very well.
Okay, so then that's a good tip.
Right.
So go up to your next size, especially if you have a tendency to be a little bit in between sizes. Definitely go up to the next largest size. 540 have been spoken for. We're going to be heading to the phones. We are busy. Your ring is waiting here for you. If you call right now, this is spectacular. And if you love pearls, rarely do you see a beautiful Mab like this. Mab is it's a type of oyster. The Mab oyster is a finicky oyster. It's a large oyster. It does not, you know, produce 100 pearls at once. They have to actually impregnate the pearl or impregnate the oyster with these little half domes. And they place those into the side of the oyster, and then over, you know, many years, nacre forms. And normally what they do, so it's these big oysters, and they impregnate just a dome, a little half circle into the side of that oyster. They open it, put the little mother of pearl circles in there, close the oyster back up, and then these are saltwater oysters. And then over time, the nacre forms over that dome. Normally what they do is that they then go in and carve the pearl out. And they just carve around the pearl. Well, in this case, what Deb has chosen to do, which is just so cool and very organic and interesting, is instead of carving just around the pearl, you've carved a little bit of that shell.
We kept the shell that the pearl was born in.
So so you really see, you know, they call it mother of pearl, because this is what really is the mother of,
It's the host.
Exactly. So how beautiful. You get your pearl and you get the host mother of pearl that surrounds. And that's what I think makes this very neat and unusual and different from anything most of us have. And the other thing you pointed out, and it's worth repeating, is Deb specifically had them carve. You can see it's very voluptuous. It's a very curvaceous ring. You see?
So if you've always wanted to be voluptuous.
Right. You get these really pretty curves. But what's most important about it is that it allows you to close your fingers as opposed to it being really bulky.
It was bulky before, the first time we got it back. And we were very close. I mean, we had to work on this ring for a while. And the other part of the equation is, the reason we went to brown and black is because they work with the lariat that way.
Right.
And I wanted to, we had the opportunity, shall I say, to use natural pearl without colorizing them at all. And so what we did was we sorted out the peacock or the bluer pearl to the black, and the cream and the golden pearl to the brown. So that's the decision on why we went with two different colors. So you may, and you know what, sometimes we're splitting hairs because it's a natural pearl.
Right.
But in general, the bluer, more blackish blue pearl will be with the black onyx.
Okay.
And the golden pearl, which is the creamier version, will be with the chocolate brown.
And I see that, totally.
Yeah.
You
exactly.
really do see that. So it's that orient is slightly different. So if it's a golder orient, then that will be your chocolate quartzite. And then the bluer, kind of, more silvery blue is going to have the onyx base. You can see more than 800 spoken for. This ring is brand new. We've never even offered it before, and now here it is today for $47.90. That's only because Emerald's Today's Special sold out early. But this is fun to wear. It feels good on the hand. You have to like a big ring because it is a substantial ring. Deb does recommend, we're recommending that you go up a size, especially if you're in between sizes a little bit.
Right.
I can wear, I'm a 7 on this hand and about a 7.5 or 8 on this hand. And I do find that, it really does, the 8 fits the size 8 comfortably for me. So, but again, it's better to have a little play.
I think so too.
It is.
And you know what? It's a genuine gemstone, so it's going to warm up and pretty much stay where you put it, which is kind of nice.
Good
even
point.
if it's a little bit big.
Good point. Okay, don't hang up. We will announce when it completely sells out if it does.